Welcome to The Lift with Sheila Robinson Kiss. Come on in. There's always a special place set aside for you here where you can relax, kick up your heels, pour yourself a nice, refreshing drink, and prepare to be lifted and soar. Thank you so much and welcome back. Overgiving. Stop giving until it hurts, because if you're giving until it hurts, it's probably hurting you. A quote from Mother Teresa: "It's not how much we give, but how much love we put into the giving." I adore Mother Teresa, and I don't know about you, but I'm certainly no saint. I love giving. I love what it represents, and I love the feeling that I receive when I give. However, I really needed to stop and check myself some years ago in terms of my giving. So I created this video for my treasured subscribers as just a gut check. To really check in with your giving, particularly at this time of year. Based on a lot of the notes and letters I received, it's clear to me that many of you are over givers. I certainly was at one point in time. It's true that giving is beautiful on its face, but if you are not giving in clarity and in balance, it's a really good way to get burned out. And if we're talking about material giving, it's a really good way to just flat out go broke. Overgiving can create a tremendous level of internal resentment. People won't see that in you, but you will feel it. People can give for all sorts of reasons. Some people give because they want a feeling of appreciation, validation, acceptance. A lot of people give just out of a sense of duty. And all of those reasons are okay when you're giving in balance. But when you're out of balance, it's just a recipe for disaster. Having a strong desire to be thanked, appreciated, validated, or reciprocated can really become a huge problem for overgivers, because you will begin to give unconsciously out of a need to satisfy your own desires. I can remember just being out of grad school, and I had the just fantastic idea, or what I thought was fantastic at that time, to just give and give and give. I was basically broke at the time, but I ran up all my credit cards, wrapped up gifts for everyone I knew, family and friends. And I remember at the end of that season being stuck with a huge bill. There was very little joy, very few thank yous or reciprocity, and it kind of just put me in the dumps. And I really had to honestly stop and do a gut check and ask, Sheila, let's drop the charades here. What is this really all about? And being honest with myself, it wasn't, yes, there was a piece where I wanted the appreciation, but more or less I had trained myself into this mentality of I had to give all and be all to everyone. And it was getting me in a lot of trouble. One of the most important things that I've learned, and I want you, this is going to hurt some people, it's going to surprise some people, it's going to hurt others, but I would rather you hear it here in a safe, non-judgmental, compassionate space than have this lesson to just hit you upside the head out there. And what I have learned over time, and this is not just in my life, but in my clinical practice as well, people, overgivers especially, naturally assume that the more I do, the more I give, the more warm I am, give of my time, trinkets, just giving, giving, giving. Well, people are going to see that, and naturally, there's going to be appreciation, and all these wonderful things to follow. This is not the case if you're really just going off what you think should happen just based on common sense. That's the way it will work. It does not work that way. If we're talking about human emotions one-on-one, and because we're training people all the time, when you overgive and overgive and overgive, the person or the people that you're overgiving to don't naturally say, oh my God, he's wonderful, she's wonderful, what can I do for them? That's not the baseline average response. The average response is, wow, they're giving, 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 giving all the time. What other goodies can I get? What are they going to do for me next? What else can I expect? So really what you're doing is perhaps unconsciously, you're training people into a hyper state of expectancy. And it's a really great way for relationships to fall completely out of balance. And it's one thing if you're dealing with someone who's evolved and you're locked into just a warm kind of exchange. That's a different story. But I'm telling you what the average response is not what else can I do for this person. It's when is the next goodie package gonna come. I know it's a sobering sort of reality here, but it's really the truth. So you need to understand that so that you can really begin to keep yourself in check. And then there are the times when you give and give and give, and you haven't even stopped to think or read the behavior or observe the people you're giving to. Perhaps they don't even want what you're giving. Perhaps they don't necessarily even want it from you. So I'm laying out some harsh realities here, but it's only for the greater good, and it's really food for thought. And in that case, the question is, well, who asked you to do it in the first place? So we're talking about some paradigm shifting in order to keep yourself balanced and level out here. There are so many beautiful ways to give that don't have to leave you at a deficit emotionally, spiritually, or financially. One of the greatest gifts you can give is just the gift of your presence, the gift of a kind word, the gift of your time and heart in some cases. One of the things I love to do is just write people handwritten thank you notes or letters to check in and see how they're doing. It's a wonderful gesture. They love it, and it can be a balanced gesture depending on who you're dealing with. And a lot of you have written me, Sheila, I give and give from my heart, and I'm not met with any thank yous or any gratitude. And some of you may expect a warm, fluffy answer from me. Well, that's okay. You just have to give and let it go. So my answer may surprise you. I'm of the mind, and I've always been of the mind, that the people in this world and the world itself doesn't owe me anything. It doesn't owe you anything. So when you receive a gesture above and beyond zero, that's something to be grateful for, and that's something to be gracious about. So if there's a person or people in your life who are not able to muster up the graciousness for a thank you, I think you really need to rethink where your resources and where your nuggets and goodies are going, because warmth and appreciation is part of the cycle of giving. So one of the things I'd like you to do to keep your giving in balance is start to ask yourself, where am I placing this golden nugget and why? Where am I placing this golden nugget and why? And if you ask from your heart and you're honest with yourself, you're going to get a heartfelt answer. There are times when you are going to give to the people in your life, and perhaps you don't get anything back, or you don't even expect to get anything back, because it may be you're planting a seed of kindness, or you know that this person is at a deficit and the Spirit just leads you to just be kind because you're doing a ministry for their soul, if you will. This is why that question is so important, because it's really going to keep you in tune and in balance, so you don't fall into just this unconscious vortex of giving where there can certainly be a backlash. Now, as for me, I'm going to keep giving you these videos from my heart. I love to do this work. It's one of the best parts of my life, and I love to receive the warm notes and funny notes and just kindness from the subscribers. So I appreciate this warm exchange, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks.